Aloha, my name is Jordan Kamikawa and I was born and raised on Maui. A few years ago, we did a video about how to pronounce Maui town names properly, and I know it's been helpful for a lot of you either visiting or moving to Maui. However, today we're going to do a short version of that video and talk about towns that are more commonly visited or lived in. Before we get started, I'm a realtor here on Maui. I would love to help you find or sell a property here. If you have any questions, my contact info is in the link description below. All right, if you're ready, let's get started. So it's important to know that the Hawaiian language, I'm not a Hawaiian language expert by any means, but basic Hawaiian vowels are pronounced a, I, U, E, O. And that's one of the most important things when pronouncing these town names to keep in mind, because that's where a lot of the errors occur when the vowels aren't pronounced like that. So that's a quick little hack for you. All right, so we're gonna start with the first town you're gonna arrive in when you come to Maui. And the Kahului airport is where it's located. So Kahului is the first town that you'll arrive in. And that's the first one we're gonna start with. So it's pronounced Kahului. So a short drive from Kahului brings you to the historic town of Wailuku. It's perched right on the West Maui Mountains and it's pronounced Wailuku. If you head south, you'll end up in Kihei. And this is one of my favorite areas. This is where I live, and a lot of the real estate, vacation rentables, nice beaches are all located, and it's pronounced Kihei. A little further south is the town of Wailea, and this is more high-end, a lot of nice developments and beautiful beaches as well, and it's pronounced Wailea. And past that is Makena, and there's a lot of newer development going on there. Probably one of the nicest beaches, Makena Beach, also known as Big Beach. It's pronounced Makena. And if you were to keep driving around the mountain, you'll end up in Hana, and it's pronounced Hana. I've heard people say Hana. It's not Hana, going back to the a, I, U, E, O, it's a, so it's Hana. And it's one of the more old Hawaii feeling areas of Maui. And from there, we're actually gonna go up Haleakala, this is a bonus one, Haleakala the mountain, and go down into upcountry. And one of the first areas you'll find at the top of the mountain is Kula, and it's pronounced Kula. From there, if you go down the mountain a little bit, there's an area and a historic cowboy town or Paniolo town called Makawao. Makawao, and this is actually where I was born and raised. And right across from Makawao is Pukalani, and this is actually where my parents live now, and I go and visit frequently. It's also part of upcountry, and it's pronounced Pukalani. And if you go from there further to the ocean, you're going to reach Haiku. This is still part of East Maui technically, but not as far as Hana, but it's a nice little town. It's called Haiku. And just a little north is the town of Paia, and it's a nice little hippie town, historic town as well, and it's pronounced Paia. I've heard people say Paia. It's not like that seafood dish, it's Paia. Before we get to the next town, it's important to know that the apostrophe is called the Okina, and it's a short cut in between the vowels. So you can't just breeze through that when you re-see that. You have to have a short little pause in between. So the next town is Maalaea, and you'll see there's a little apostrophe in between the two A's. So there's a pause, Maalaea. It's not Maalaea, it's not Maalaea, it's Maalaea. So from there, you'll continue along the Pali, which is the road you'll take to West Maui. And one of the first towns you'll hit is Olowalu, and it's pronounced Olowalu. Up next is one of the oldest towns in Maui, if not the oldest. It's Lahaina. I've heard this pronounced Lahaina. It's not, it's Lahaina. And it's an old boating and fishing town, and they've got a beautiful wharf down there and everything, but it is Lahaina. Further west is Kahana. It's pronounced Kahana. And after that, there's Napli. It's pronounced Napili. And this further south you'll get is Kapalua. And this is one I've heard a lot. People say Kapalua or Kupulua. It's not, it's Kapulua. So that's just a short video about the most commonly pronounced town names. If you want more of the smaller towns and more in-depth, please watch the other video we did a few years back. There's gonna be a link for that as well.